I have the privilege and the honor of having Dathan Ritzenhein joining me here. We're at the Penn Relays Carnival presented by Toyota. And Coach Ritzenhein, like, you're just a phenomenal person, coach, father, all the things. I already told you this before we started filming. What does it mean to you to just be here and watch your daughter, Addie, sign her NIL deal with On? What does that mean to you today?
Yeah, it's pretty special. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a wild ride to see her, just get so much better so quickly. We're really blessed that we have a great school system, great coaches for her, and I just get to come here and be dad. Like I don't have to do anything. I don't know. She's off now doing her thing, and her coach, her teammates are here. Some of the administration that come here to support their team, and so we live in a really special place. And so for me, I got my job, I got my career with the On Athletics Club, coaching them, but I get to just be dad and watch my daughter, who's become one of the best runners in the country, and she went out and won the National Cross Country Championships, got Gatorade Athlete of the Year, and those are the kind of things that, man, any parent, like especially, I'm just so proud, and now I just want to let her do her thing and have fun.
What does that mean to you to just kind of watch her grow up? And I know you mentioned NXN. I also want to take us back there too, because I was there on that course and just seeing how that race unfolded. She was very patient, and then all of a sudden you just see her attack it. And I don't know if that was part of the race strategy, but she ended up coming across the finish line in first, emotion, hands covering her face, hits the ground, tears, her team embraces her. What was that moment like for you as her father to just see her just become a national champion as a sophomore?
It was a huge surprise to us. Not that we didn't think that she was good, but we never talked about that. We just kind of she's lucky she has a great team. And their whole focus was the team trying to win that title. And they were second. They had a really, they ran great, but they were second. But that was the whole focus. And so I was running around the course like a crazy person, and I'm still decently fit most of the time, but me and my son, we were running all over, and we got to the backside of the course, and, there was some breakaway, and we could see her starting to, close it back down. And so, as I was watching it unfold, I kind of knew about halfway into the race that she had a chance to do it. And then pretty quickly within another quarter mile, I was like, I think she's going to do it. And it was just an incredible moment because she really kept her head about her. She just raced. She followed exact instructions of her coach. And, running towards the finish, I was sprinting with the, maybe 400 meters to go. And I think tweaked my hamstring a little bit going down the muddy hill. And I'm trying to hobble my way to the top to see, and I can see over the people, and I could see that she held on to win it. And it was just, I saw my wife up there. It was amazing. I told my wife, I was like, I didn't win a national championship until I was, a junior, and she just kind of went out there and did her thing. And it was just pretty awesome to see and she was emotional about it because she didn't even think about that ever, It was really just, it was one of those things that she's like, wow, this is just a moment now for her. And so very exciting, very proud. And yeah, it was incredible.
You know her the best out of everybody here in this venue, in her life. What is a word, how would you describe your daughter? As a young, talented individual that she is, how would you describe her?
She's very driven and detail-oriented. She didn't start running really a whole lot until she joined the team here as a freshman, or going into her freshman year. She ran a little bit in middle school, but she did gymnastics, she did swimming, and so she was a good athlete, but she didn't show that super hyper competitiveness that we see now. And she really is very competitive. She doesn't like to lose. She does all the little things though, she's always doing her little exercises and stuff that the coach or the PT gives her. And so so she doesn't miss those things, but then whatever the coach says, she's very coachable. After NXN, she took 3.5 weeks off, no running, didn't do anything. And Coach Kelly wanted her to grow. He's like, all right, that was a big surprise. We didn't expect that. Let's take some time off. Let's just grow a little bit and keep developing. And so that was, and she just said, okay, and just did exactly what's on her calendar. And she does exactly to the minute, whatever it is. And so, she's very, very driven, but good student, all those things. She really enjoys that team part though more than anything. And so even coming here, I brought her here last year and it was fun. For me and her, we had this great, it was a last minute thing because she was running she's gonna do Arcadia, ran into a post and got 27 stitches in her eye. And
this was last year?
Last year, above her eye, and that's why she ran here, because she was in the ER and didn't race there. And so I pulled the ultimate dad move, and you said, all right, well, let's see if we can get you in, and so she got in here, and it was like it was last minute, but then she came here, she had fun, and now this year she's back. Her whole team is here. She's got their sprinters they got a really good sprint team, so they're here. She got another girl from their team in the 2 mile with her, or in the 3K, and her coaches are here. It's really cool to see.
I want to ask you a really I feel like it's a challenging question. I don't know how you do it, but you're a dad, but you also coach amazing athletes with On. How do you balance the two and also kind of separate it for those moments for Addie to be like, hey, I need a father right now, not really like the coach brain? What's your relationship like when it comes to that?
Well, I'm fortunate that I also have a great support system. Our brand has been very supportive. We have a great assistant coach. I have physios, PTs. Our support crew that is part of our inner team, our OAC and On support staff, is huge. So that's very helpful. And then my wife, honestly, she takes care of everything. Honestly, my wife does everything, and so, with our kids, she took Addie out to Arcadia, she wanted to be here, but our son was back home, and I'm fortunate I can bring them to some things now because I travel all the time, but I have this great team that I get to coach, and I get to coach Helen O'Beary's and Yard Nagooses and Alicia Monson's and the Joe Kleckers. I get to coach these people and still bring my daughter to the Penn Relays, and so I live the dream in that way through the support of our brand, our people who support our athletes, but also my wife, and it's she's been my partner in crime for many years, boyfriend girlfriend, and since we were 12. So and so we are very fortunate, and I think our kids are well supported because of her a lot too.
She talked about On as being a family, so she has you being the amazing support that you are, but also being part of On, which has been that extended family for her. Here she is signing her NIL deal. What does that mean to you?
Well, for me, she got, NIL is this changing world, right? Mm-hmm. And so we didn't really even want to go down this road this early, because we were like, well, let's just, I don't know, we don't know what's happening. But then it was like, wow, this stuff is happening now. She's really good. And when I tried to stay out of it a lot, actually, because for me it was like I didn't want to be involved in any of that stuff. Like I had my professional, life and stuff, but there's nowhere else I'd want her to be either, because this company means a lot to me. They've done a lot for me and took a risk on me as a coach when I was young, and I think it's paid off. But then I said, this is the place that I want to see my daughter continue to develop, and I knew that my wife did a lot of the stuff, with this thing, so that I was removed a bit. And she, when she talked to Kevin, who signs our NILs, that was the big focus. And then even the leadership above that was, we think Addie's an amazing athlete. We want to see her continue to develop and not have the pressures that she might. But I love that she can go to any race she wants now. Like with On, if her team wants to go to NXN, she can go there, or in Nike Outdoors, New Balance, whatever. She can go where her team goes. And to me, that's more important that she stays with her team than we say, well, you have to go now to this wherever this company does their NIL, their big championship. I don't want that for her. I want her to just do her thing. And so with On, she already wears the shoes. She already wears the clothes. She knows the people in the company, and it's a company that values its athletes a lot. And to me, they've kind of made that backing behind me as a coach, all of our athletes. And for me, if I was to take my daughter and say I would have her go do a different brand, when I recruit athletes, I want them to know this is the reason that I want you to come to On to the OAC, is that this brand will support you and let you continue to develop as an athlete. And so for me, that's when the dad part became, I got to separate coach and dad, but for me, luckily, they become one at that point.
They become one.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. Dathan, thank you so much for your time, and congratulations to your daughter, but also all the amazing things that you are doing at OAC, and we're wishing you all the best as your career also continues as well.
Great. Thank you so much.